What would happen if you left everything behind? No phone. No noise. No people. Just you, and a mountain that doesn't care if you survive. They say humans are social creatures. But one man decided to prove that wrong. He climbed higher than anyone dared. Not for fame, not for adventure. But to disappear. And what he found up there wasn't peace. It was something far more dangerous. Pause. Because sometimes, the scariest place to be is alone with your own thoughts. A man walking away from a small town, carrying a backpack. His name doesn't matter. Because he didn't want to be remembered. He was just tired. Tired of people. Tired of expectations. Tired of living a life that didn't feel like his own. Every day felt the same. Wake up. Work. Smile. Pretend. Sleep. And one day, he stopped pretending. He packed a bag. No goodbye. No explanation. Just a note left behind. I need silence. Wind sound grows louder. And so, he walked. Toward the mountains, rocky terrain, fog covering peaks. At first, it felt freeing. No notifications. No voices. No pressure. Just the sound of his footsteps. And the rhythm of his breath. He climbed higher each day. The air got thinner. The nights got colder. But his mind felt lighter. Or at least, that's what he thought. Night sky, stars, man sitting by a small fire. The first few nights were peaceful. He sat under the stars, watching a sky he had never truly seen before. No city lights. No distractions. Just infinity. But silence is never truly empty. Because when the world goes quiet, your mind gets louder. Thoughts he had buried started to rise. Regrets. Memories. Voices from the past. At first, he ignored them. But the mountain didn't. Snowstorm, harsh wind, man struggling to walk. Days turned into weeks. Food became scarce. Water harder to find. The cold started to bite. His body weakened. His steps slowed. But the hardest battle wasn't physical. It was mental. He started talking to himself. At first, just to pass time. Then, to feel less alone. Then, because man collapsing near a cliff, breathing heavily. One night, he couldn't take it anymore. He screamed. Not out of fear, but out of realization. He hadn't escaped the world. He had brought it with him. Every regret. Every pain. Every thought he tried to run from was still there. Because you can leave people. But you can't leave yourself. Sunrise over mountains, calm silence. The next morning, something changed. For the first time, he didn't try to run from his thoughts. He listened. He sat there. In the freezing cold. And faced everything he had avoided. The mistakes. The fears. The truth. And slowly, the noise in his head began to fade. Not because it disappeared, but because he accepted it. He felt alive. Not because life was easy, but because it was real. Night sky again, calmer tone. Weeks passed. Maybe months. Time didn't matter anymore. He was still alone. But no longer afraid of it. Because he understood something most people never do. Being alone is not the same as being lonely. Wide shot of mountain peak, man standing at edge. One day, he reached the top. The highest point of his journey. From there, he could see everything. The valleys. The forests. The distant towns, where people lived their normal lives. He had a choice: stay and disappear forever, or go back and face the world again.